All right. What'd you say, sweetheart? Wait, let me see. Yeah, those are supposed to be ghost and non-marking erasers. And audio resolution, audio. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. This looks like it's going. Echo cancellation, noise suppression is on. Okay, good. Dim dim da 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 dim dim da 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 dim dim dum. Dim dim da 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 dim dim da 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 dee 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 dee. Oh my. Oh no, nothing. I'm just gushing over miniatures. it's not that serious. Just gushing. Oh. No. It's definitely not doom and gloom. But this is so weird. This is like a tasting of everything. It's not really focused. Not at all. You get the Griff Charger. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. It would help if I unmuted myself. There we go.
Oh, hey.
I can't hear you, but I can hear him.
Man, I've been talking to you since you came on, not realizing that I was muted. I'm just talking away.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't hear a thing. I was like, oh, I'm backstage. So.
All right, brother. I'm going to put us in and we'll catch up here in a second. All right.
All right, brother.
Here we go. What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolfbrother Mythos, and this is Wolfbrother Hobbies. And I have my amazing, talented, and phenomenally painting brother,
Rob from the Miniatures Paintbrush. What's up?
What up? Dark Light Dreamer in the house. Good to see you,
He's
brother.
Space Wolf. I'm on the live show.
Grim dark music going. How is the Dark Light of Dreamers, and how is everyone else watching at home tonight?
Hello, everyone.
Let's see. Turn on the chat so I can see. There we go. Hope you're all doing well.
You get out of here.
Get out of here.
What are you doing, eh? Get out of here. You gonna get Wolfbrother Mythos canceled or something? You can't have kids on the live stream. We'll have to put it for children. Then there's no monetization. You know, he gets millions of dollars from these shows.
Millions upon millions, huh?
We do this for the fame and fortune.
I actually, I had been in a very slow hobby slump for a few weeks, and this week I cranked out some work, and I feel pretty good about it.
Dark Light Dreamer says work is lay suck, but I'm okay.
Hey, that's good. Hopefully you're not stuck doing more doubles this weekend. I worry about you working so hard lately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had all kinds of hobby going on this week. How was your week, brother?
Good. My hobby actually has been working on new videos.
Very
That has
nice.
been a hobby. I've been messing around. I wanted to mess around with this star skink. No, not a skink. It's a toad, a levitating toad for my
For your Seraphon?
Thank you. I was going to say Skaven for my Seraphon army. When you have so many armies, you don't even know which army you're talking about. But I was going to jump into that just a little bit, do some dry brushing. I didn't put anything on camera, so I should put something on camera.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, content. Hey, Ashley, how you doing?
Ashley, hey, I'm good. You see, I was at Jay's show on Wednesday. Glad
Nice.
to hear that you're doing a little better. Dark Light hobby this week, working on the platinum for Silent Hill F. Very nice.
Nice.
And I think I mentioned on the show last week, maybe, but also having gotten the platinum for the brand new Resident Evil 9 Requiem,
Nice.
which yeah,
It's a lot of work.
I don't play the Resident Evil games myself, but I watched the Let's Play of it this week because I do love the story and the art, and I can't play them the way I used to play them anymore. I'm going to admit, I am a filthy casual. I am not good at horror games, and so I used to just, back in the day when they let you do it, I used to just pay the $30 for the infinite ammo DLC and just blaze my way through the game, right? Because I still like the
Right.
atmosphere, the artwork, the
Way to do it.
story, and I wanted an action game. So, but nowadays though, they don't let you. I don't understand why they won't just take my money and give me the infinite ammo. I want to be like that Fry meme. Shut up and take my money.
Yeah.
Just
One
like
story mode.
yeah, exactly. But now they do these challenge modes where you unlock infinite ammo. It's like, So I watched somebody else play it, and man, the story's still so good. And they did this a lot of cool callbacks to previous Resident Evils and brought some stories full circle, and it was
nice.
so freaking good. Like, there are callbacks to both 4 and Resident Evil 2, and just Leon being the man, ever since the second one, and still now.
Stars.
Ashley's played the last 3 Resident Evils, very nice. And Zane Games says Resident 9 was too dang good. My expectations were on the floor. Oh yeah, 9 is just absolutely brilliant. And I never finished 8, so I need to go back and finish 8 now.
I've been playing Expedition 33, and I beat it. I beat it without any Lumina. I did not know how to use it, and apparently you're supposed to need it to beat the game.
No passive buffs for you.
No, none. And the game centers around 100 passive buffs, more. But now I'm the second playthrough to get the second ending. I'm taking my time and getting all the Griblies. So, and there's a reason why it was nominated Game of the Year. 7 nominations, actually.
That's awesome.
Won 7 awards for Game of the Year. It's outrageous.
Actually hasn't played the last 3. Well, so prior to the last 3 games, Ashley, Resident Evil, and this is more my wheelhouse, kind of trended upwards towards an action adventure game instead of horror, which kind of makes sense because like the main characters they'd had at the time, Chris, Jill, Leon, and Claire, they'd been in the shit for 15 years at this point. They're experts at killing zombies. So it makes sense that they're not scared anymore. For them, it's taking action, right? And so they'd been trended up more towards action adventure games. Well, 7 reset with all new protagonists, and so he is scared. This is a brand new situation to him, and so it really goes back to their horror roots in 7, and they do a great job setting the horror atmosphere. And so 7 and 8 really have that survival horror vibe, and if you like that darker side of Resident Evil, I think you're really going to enjoy 7 and 8. And 9, just chef's kiss. Like I said, It brings the early games full circle, and it does such a great storytelling job.
I definitely need to check it out.
So far, I've loved all of the new series of Resident Evil, the remakes, and 7 through 9. The remakes have been very good. And then, yeah, 7 through 9 has just been. I know Chris is in 8. Yep. Although Chris is in 8, but the game story is still centered around Ethan, which is the protagonist from 7. But if there is definitely, Chris does show up in 8. So I need to finish 8 myself. I've seen all of 7. I started playing 8 with my wife. And then we were doing this thing where we were playing together, and we just got sidetracked because I think the new Game of Thrones season had come out. And so we just sidetracked and never came back to it. But so now that you're on your second playthrough of Claire, what do you think is going to be next for the miniatures paintbrush?
Well, I mean, what do you mean as far as video games are concerned?
Yeah.
So I pre-ordered Forza Horizon 6, and I got the Platinum whatever edition early release stuff.
Oh yeah,
And,
it's March now. It comes out soon, right?
Yeah, in about 2 months, yeah.
For some reason, it must have been May, and I was thinking of March.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. That's going to be the next one as far as video games concerned. And I'll have early access to it. I'm debating about, going live and playing that early access to it because I'll definitely get some views with that. I finished a book as well called Let Them by Mel Robbins, the Let Them Theory, and it is absolutely amazing. And of course, I reread Hail Mary from Andy Weir, which the movie is going to come out very soon. And the book was just, really spoke to me, and it was great. So finishing some books and what else? Nothing really hobby wise. I've been looking at the painting desk and it's been looking back at me, and I'm like, sigh. I'm getting there. I'm just working on a lot of videos, and video editing has been taking up a lot of my time. And then I'm too exhausted to paint afterwards.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Video editing is more focus intensive and time intensive than a lot of people realize.
Yeah. I did pick up paintbrushes. Now, I'm on a Kolinsky Sable paintbrush kick, and I want to do some testing. I had bought several different editions of Golden Maple Kolinsky Sable brushes. There are 3 different kinds. There's the red series, there's the white series, and then there's the blue series. And I got all 3 of them, and they're coming in the mail. So I might do a video on them, or maybe just enjoy the painting and seeing a tip that doesn't curl at the end of the tip, and I can do really, really fine detail work. I mean, I'm using Winsor and Newtons, and I'm using the Raphaels, and I'm using those, but I don't know. It's like I've used them and abused them for so long, and brushes only last but so long. And I've had them for years, so it's time to upgrade. And I definitely want to check that out. And shout out to Ninjon, who actually put up a review of the Golden Maple one. And he said, yes, it's pretty good. It's really, really good. It's not the artist's opus quality, but it's definitely close, and for like a quarter of the price.
Yeah, I have a set of Golden Maples that my friend,
synthetic or Kolinsky Sable?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. What does it taste like?
I'm about to say,
Tastes
I
like-
imagine it's synthetic.
Okay.
But either way, I think they make good brushes because, like, the tip has lasted longer than most of my other synthetics. So
Nice.
and I like a good tip.
Just a tip. Well, I also bought 100 disposable brushes too.
Very nice.
Yeah, because every time I go in, I'm never gonna put a Kolinsky Sable brush inside metallic paint ever.
Yeah.
So, hey, brother, you're a little blurry. I just want
Oh yeah, you're right. Metallics.
Oh, let's see that Pokemon card. I think it's Pokemon.
There we go.
Is that Magic the Gathering?
This was Yu-Gi-Oh! Armed
Oh,
Dragon.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay, gotcha.
Thank you, Armed Dragon.
Oh, I should take off my work ID. No reason. I just constantly wear that. There we go.
I forgot what I was going to say. I do have some show and tell for my hobby this week.
Mhm.
Today, this was kind of like an impromptu. Brother Atlas called me last night out of the blue and said, "Hey, I got to cancel our hangout for later in the month because some school stuff came up. He's in the academy now,
Nice.
so for the police department. So a
Oh,
future
good
thank you
luck.
for his service.
Yeah.
But he did say, let's go to our articles and art screen. I'm gonna share. Nope, not invite you to share." And yeah, so he was like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow? You want to get together for a game?" And I was like, "Hey, we can fit in a little something between work and the show." And so we had like a small 1,000-point game.
Mhm.
And man, let's see if I can zoom in at all, because there was some stuff going on here. That might be as much as I can zoom in. Okay, so just to explain a little bit what you're looking at. This here is 6 heavy weapon squads led
Wow.
by Castellan and all las cannons. He was playing a funsies list, right? There were 4 Toroxes. One is back here on this objective, a little off screen. 2 here, and then there was one up here, but my executioner popped it.
Nice.
And so he had 4, and this one had Ogren with their, you can kind of see the Ogren back here with their I can't remember the name of their guns, but they're basically like short-ranged heavy bolters, right?
Hey, I think I see a Levy dreadnought that looks.
Yeah. So I mostly the way I built my list was basically all the stuff painted up for my new wolves, and your the levy you sent me matches my new wolves, and so I used it as a ballista. So I'm like, hey, I know this isn't quite WYSIWYG, but there are cannons here and there are missiles up top, and it's on an 80 millimeter base. This is going to be my ballistic dreadnought, and he was cool with it. So
Yeah.
And so it definitely took out. Actually, it was probably my MVP of the game.
Nice.
So as it popped 2 Toroxes by itself, and it killed a couple of these Bullgren here. There were 3 squads of 3 Bullgren, all with -1 damage, all with toughness 6, all with 4 pinball saves, and so there was a lot of meat to get through. Giggity. And 3 squads of Bullgren were just like they absorb so much damage.
Wow.
But yeah, so this was kind of an MVP, taking out 2 Toroxes, 2 Bulgarin, and doing some damage to the heavy weapons teams back here. So they were kind of, it was flexible enough to be able to do a little bit of everything, and eventually march up and stand on the objective. So,
Yeah.
And I finished off one of the Bulgarin with tank shock, and I rolled like 6 mortal wounds on tank shock,
Oh, wow.
which was crazy because it's got toughness 10, right? And so for each dice, you roll 1 dice for each toughness, and on a 5 up, you get to deal mortal wounds up to a maximum of 6. And I rolled 6 mortal wounds on 10 dice. And I used my new red mob dice from Baron of Dice, so it was kind of thematic. But it was cool. So yeah, the last guy took I think he saved 4 of them, so he only took 3 mortal wounds, but it was still really good. Let's see. We got Chris in the chat. Howdy, folks. And we got Rolando in the chat.
Testing 1, 2.
Yes, sir. Here
Did I come through?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You heard the rumor for 11th edition starter box edition. In addition to the Blood Angels and Orcs, we're getting new sculpts, possibly new Orc boys, which are more customizable, and 10-man Gretchen. Interesting. I have not heard that. That is pretty cool, though. I do feel like the new pictures that are coming out are probably going to be for that box set, which we'll be taking a look at soon, the ones that they teased. But more posable Orc boys would be really cool, because the fact that they just put out new sculpts for boys and the community was like, hey, we don't like being locked into no options and being locked into a weird half and half mix of shooter boys and close combat boys. That is a weird squad mix. So if they actually are like, hey, we heard the community, and the very next edition we're giving you the boys you want, that would be really cool. And that would be a massive kudos to GW. All right. I took, so in addition to my Ballistic Dreadnought here, my Rep-X or Repulsor Executioner, I had...
Rep-X, I like that.
Yeah, it's the term that they use around the shop. I think it's part of something that the competitive scene uses.
I like that. Look at that. You know, stylish.
I took my my Grey Hunters, my Blood Claws are stuck in this transport, which I think now that I've had it in a few games with my new Space Wolves, needs to go into the new colors instead of the old color scheme. But so one smart thing he did for like 3 turns of the game, my Ragnar and his squad of Blood Claws were locked inside this tank because he wrapped and trapped, and they didn't have room to get out.
Right.
So eventually the Terminators charged in. They missed their first turn of charges. They had a way to turn the Deep Strike. And so for like 3 turns, they couldn't get out. Eventually they, charged in. But even with all of their power weapons were only doing 1 damage because of the Bulgrin -1 to damage. And then the 4 pinball saves, not as much damage was getting through as it could have. It actually took a while to chew through these guys enough to be able to get Ragnar. But then once Ragnar got out, he and the Claws did some good damage. And they were still standing like 15 strong on the objective at the end of the game.
Plus, you get an extra bonus 20 victory points for having your whole army painted. I mean, come on. That's how it works. He doesn't seem like he has many of his painted.
I did. Now, I got to say, points-wise, because it took me so long to chew through his Bulgrin.
Yeah.
He definitely won on points. It was 50-35 at the end of the game. I did sticky this objective and sticky this objective eventually. And
Nice.
At the end, the Blood Claws were standing on this objective. But yeah, there was just... They did a great job of just lasting on the objective. And so it was like... I had a great forward momentum swing, but the game just ended before I could get the points back.
Yeah.
But so I think locking Ragnar in his transport was like the smart move of the game. Nice. Good news. Ashley, I mentioned on the show a couple weeks ago for us all to send Ashley, prayers, positive vibes, because she was super sick. She is feeling better, and the hives are gone, but still itchy. But that's definitely an improvement. Definitely. Thank you, Chris. Encouraging people to click the like button. So that is part of my hobby. Had a great game today. Like I said, I lost, but I got to do cool stuff. And so as long as I get to do cool stuff, I'm happy. I don't mind losing if, I get to do cool stuff on the tabletop. Those who follow my Instagram and whatnot have probably seen, this is the completed and based 5-man Grey Hunter squad. It's finally got them based up. Yes. And I enjoyed them. I got some compliments at the game shop on Space Wolves, which felt good.
Yeah.
And then a piece I'm really pleased about is the way my combi lieutenant, very Space Wolf theme, so more of a combi battle leader,
Hmm.
came out. I may have gone a little too far with the weathering on like his shin plates and stuff like that.
He has two knives and a knife in his hand. He has triple blades, bro.
That's
He has
right.
more blades than he has arms. I love it.
So the combi lieutenant gets paired knives, and so I
Yeah.
started to put just one knife on there. So I'm like, he can have a knife and a knife, and I'm like, you know what? No, we're gonna put extra blades on it.
Yeah, we're backing it up, man. That's awesome. And you got the campaign marker on the knee. I like that.
Yep.
Very nice.
Thank you. Little wolf.
And that
pelt
face
over
came
the
out
shoulder.
really nice. That you really did well with the face.
I appreciate that. That is, I think, maybe my best face so far.
Yeah. Yeah, you're really coming along, bud.
And I also feel like some extra progress because I feel like I just said that about my last mini, the pack leader. I was like, this
Doesn't
is
it
my
feel
best
good?
face. And then I moved on to the next mini. It's like, no, this is my best face.
Exactly. And every miniature you paint from now on is going to be your best miniature. That's how that works.
The
I
Wolf
like your
Guard shoulder,
freehand. Yeah.
man, this took me, I think I stripped this 2 or 3 times because I was
Really?
pleased with the way the black and yellow markings came out. But I like the way it came out on this last one.
I start off with a Pigma marker just so I can get an outline and I have an idea of where it's going to be. And then once I get the outline, I'll paint the middle portion of the triangle with black paint. That makes it a lot easier for me. And having something with a nice sharp tip does also help. But yeah, you did a great job with that. Looks
Thank
fantastic.
you so much.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Win or lose, if I'm pushing minis and rolling dice with people I like, I always win. Exactly. I am a little more petty than that. I want to be able to actually do cool stuff. There are some games, where it's like it's so one-sided. You're like, oh, I didn't really get to do much except, pull my minis off the table. I do get a little petty about those games. But for the most part, if there's a good back and forth, if I'm getting to do cool stuff along the way, I don't mind if I'm losing.
Wait. There's a game attached to these miniatures? What?
Only
When
if
did that
you
happen?
want there to be.
Holy shoot.
No,
Just been painting like crazy for, giggles.
all right. And that is my hobby for the week. I got a bunch of stuff painted. I think that it's going to be time for me to at least slap the blues down like on my other tanks for the impulsor, so that way it can start matching my army a little more closely. And I think next up on my desk, it's got to be the 3 head takers
Nice.
as far as infantry goes.
Yep, I'm on head takers myself.
We're going to do we're going to do some light vehicle work. We're going to do some head takers. And yeah. I got a new pot of Dawnstone today, but I hadn't picked one up since they switched over to the, new color range
Right.
instead of just the Citadel.
Now it's going to be Warhammer.
Yeah. But the newer, I don't know if they changed the formula, but the new Dawnstone feels a little more like got a little more of a brown or sandy tone to it than I remember the older one having.
Yeah, they do change, and they don't tell you. They do change their formulas because, it's Games Workshop.
I'm like, I kind of wish I'd known that before. I mean, I guess I should have looked at it a little more closely before I left the store. But
Yeah.
I think because I do, the off-white of for the field of my red moss. I think on like my tanks where there's this little cutaway space here,
Yeah.
and here,
Mhm.
I think I'm going to do those in the off-white for the red moss.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
And in doing that, though,
Mhm.
I think I'm going to put down a light, or a gray first, which I thought might be this Dawnstone, but if it's a little more beigey, I think I'd rather have a cold, like a cold, more neutral or
Right.
gray.
Yeah.
But I'm putting down a gray first, and then I'm going to go back in and airbrush that off-white, so that way we can get some. I think you use the phrase panel modulation.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I can speak like I actually know what I'm talking about when I got Rob on the show.
I mean, you've been in the hobby for a while. You know what you're talking about. That's what happens. You get experience.
I was looking at pictures of 10 years in the hobby. I'm like, what? It was like, one of my early games with Daz and his orcs. And it was like, on this day, 10 years ago. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. We've been in this game for a while now. We're one of those, we're the old hammer people now. All the young bucks are coming in and you're like,
it's crazy how I have 10 years of experience in this hobby, because I got into this hobby when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm 30 now. It's crazy how I have 10 years of experience.
Time loop. Yeah. Yeah. You tell them, you sure you want to put the general of the army in the middle of the battlefield where there is no protection? Okay. You do know what's going to happen next, right?
Have a great night, Ashley. Thank you for stopping by, and thanks for letting us know that you're getting a little better.
Yeah, glad you're feeling better, man. Definitely.
Oh, I actually missed a comment from Chris. I actually like the amount of weathering on him. Thank you very much. This is a new venture for me, so I always try and do something a little different with each new army that I do. And this one is, I don't usually do like chipping and weathering. Like for me, weathering is just, the amount of, or in my previous armies has just been the amount of dirt and grime that I put on them, but never actually like battle damage or chipping or anything like that. And so to actually have chipping and whatnot on my Space Wolves, that's kind of the new thing I'm adding to this army. In addition to, normally I put off painting faces, and I'm really trying to make a conscious effort to improve my face painting with this army as well. So,
do you own a Dremel tool?
I do.
There's a bit that has a little ball on it, and it's the perfect size for bullet holes.
Ooh.
Be very careful. That's when you're like, it's like painting eyes, but once you get it, it looks chef kiss.
Chris says, wait until you realize you've been gaming for over 30 years and you're only 30. It's true. That's true.
That can happen. That can happen. On through the time warp again.
Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't think anything much has changed on me video game-wise this week other than watching Resident Evil 9. Also, drill out the barrels of the guns. Yes.
Yes. That's a must.
That is a must.
Yeah.
And that little tool does sound like a good idea for that. Funnily enough, I had to purchase a little tool I thought was going to help with that, but it ended up not being useful for it. That was the one thing I was showing my my friend, the manager of the GameStop. He's a really good painter, and I often go to him for advice when I need to be shown how to do something in person. And he gave me he told me I did a good job. There are 2 points of feedback, he said, where I can improve. And one was like on the Terminators, he's like, maybe do some of that sponge chipping you like to do, maybe a little bit dabbed kind of sparsely on the shield, because all your damage is on the armor, and for some reason your shields are pristine. And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. So I should go back and add the damage to that. And then also he had, and on your assault cannon Terminator, he said, now you need to drill out all the barrels, not just the main barrel. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I did get lazy. He's like, yeah, drill out all of them, or else you're a coward. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. So I always do like the main one, but the rotating barrels behind, I never.
Yeah, definitely need something. You know what you need to do is you got to get yourself a Land Raider Redeemer. I think those are the ones with flamers, right? The
Yes.
Redeemer. Okay, so yeah, and then take like um kerosene, a cell, and actually attach it to the thing so it actually burns models on the table and put a remote control in it. So it's like it's like, no, my model. He's dead anyway.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your towel does what?
I was listening to a couple of my friends at the shop today, and they said that
Mm,
the Triptides have returned as the linchpin of the Tau army.
certainly have.
And I'm like,
Certainly have.
the summer after I learned to play,
Mhm.
just everybody who came to the store was buying Riptides left and right. And the Triptide was everywhere in the meta. Almost every pickup game I had that was against Tau was like, and we have either double or triple Riptides. And I'm just like, when he said that the Triptides are back and is like a linchpin of the meta now, I was just like, had flashbacks to 7th edition. Like,
No, I promised you I wouldn't get 3 Riptides, so I didn't. I got 2 Riptides and I got a Forge World about the same size that I usually substitute for a Riptide, but I didn't buy or paint 3 Riptides. Okay.
and they say that after the Twin Suns come out, that's going to be the meta. They're going to replace one of the Riptides with the Twin Suns.
Just can't get over the pricing. That's insane for 2 models.
Oh yeah, a Bill 20.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely insane. Ooh, excuse me.
Working on the Battle of Tsushima for my naval game. I will run next Thursday. Oh yeah, that's coming close, huh? Speaking of which, that is a great segue to tonight's 2 channels of the week located down in the description below. And we're going to go down to articles and art. We are going to replace the screen with not the Chronicles of NotJay at NotJay's Tabletop Gaming.
There it is.
Gamesburger, good to see you, my friend. Oh, that is another
59 videos. Wow.
back to me.
What? There's the music again.
That's another hobby update I forgot. I started a book called Brotherhood of the Snake because one of my friends at the shop is painting the Iron Snakes.
Ooh.
And I mentioned that I enjoyed their little cameos in the Gaunt's Ghost books. And he's like, yeah, they actually have a whole book called Brotherhood of the Snake. And I was like, you know what? I'm painting some Iron Snakes. So, yeah, that's another hobby update. I'm only on like chapter 2. So I'm still at the very beginning. Started listening to it during my workout this week while I was on the treadmill.
I got to the point of Space Wolves where I know why you said, "Oh no, Gabriella." I'm very close to the end. I'm very close to the end. I think they have 2 chapters and then that's it. I'm done with both of those omnibuses. It took me about 6 years. But yeah, there's that.
Man, I can't wait to talk about what you're completely done.
It's been a long journey with Ragnar.
All right, back on to channels of the week. Huzzah! Chronicles of NotJay at NotJay's Tabletop Gaming. Of course, he's been in our chats for a few weeks now. I've been, looks like I've been to a whole month of his live chats. He has a couple of videos. I'm going to click on his videos real quick. You'll see that most of his videos are about a year ago, though. So much like myself, he is mostly focused on his live streams currently. But they are very good live streams. He's very interactive with his chat, very knowledgeable, does a lot of history stuff, but also has a wealth of knowledge on other game systems as well. And so I definitely recommend checking him out. He also often has on McMurray on his channel, another YouTuber, and they often chat together. So, like I said, some really great live chats, great to have on. I actually take Jay to the not Jay, I actually take Chris to the gym with me because he comes on about the time that I'm walking into the gym. And it's kind of it's like my the nerdy. I'm bringing the nerdy world into the gym with me. I get to listen to models and miniature games while getting in my workout, and yeah, I find it very enjoyable. And I get to be the guy at the gym who's texting away because I like participating in the live chats as well.
Nice.
But also, like, there's some other great, like I said, there's all kinds of stuff in there. There's historical. McMurray was talking a bit about Lord of the Rings last time, so there was a good discussion about that. 3D printing comes up occasionally. There's a Western. What was that Western game that was being talked about?
Red Dead Redemption? I don't know.
No, it was a tabletop. Sub to NotJay. Thank you very much. Reese will be back once calving season is over. Oh yes, Reese is another gentleman who's usually on the live shows as well. But yeah, you'll find Chris and the NotJay channel. Fistful of Lead. Thank you so much.
I was thinking Western Legends, man.
Fistful of Lead. I've heard both Brian from Mini Warmut and Ashley and Greg speak fondly of Fistful of Lead and some fun that they've had playing that game. And so when I heard you talking about it, I was pretty enthused. And so, yeah, it definitely is a game I'd like to look into in the future. Maybe get some Western on. But yeah, just all kinds of cool stuff in that chat. I highly recommend checking him out. Dead Man's Hand. Ooh, that could be another cool Western to check out. The other channel recommendation I have is another. Every once in a while, I like to bring you guys I often bring smaller channels like myself, but every once in a while, I like to point out a big channel that doesn't really need any help. But because I've been watching their videos lately, they're on my mind, and I like to give them a little shout out. This week, it's going to be Broadsword Wargaming. Let's go to hit the replace button, replace screen with Ollie over at Broadsword Wargaming.
Mm-hmm.
Great well, it's actually Ollie and Kara. And then, of course, if you're on Twitch, Kara also has her own Twitch channel. But yeah, they do a lot of cool stuff. And a lot of you know that I've been looking into kind of prepping myself for 30K Iron Warriors in my near future. Mm-hmm. And I do definitely just spend a bunch of time recently watching some of their heresy content. There's biggest Warhammer 30K projects, and painting every legion. And then, of course, this is a really cool series. His most ambitious project, where he's painting several legions for this big. They're doing the Istvan, the Battle of Istvan.
I think I know him. This guy,
the one with the beard.
Yeah, he's oh my god, Zorpazorp.
He's doing a collaboration project. So
nice.
Yeah, Ollie and Kara are painting several legion, and they're getting together with a couple of other channels. I think also in Ireland, I want to say. And they're getting together, and they're doing this whole Istvan battle, and they're all painting up entire armies for it because they want to do, the huge battle for it as the way it's written in the books. So I think it's really going to be cool.
Have you ever used one-page rules?
I have not. I I know Greg and Ashley, they enjoy playing one-page rules, but I've never used them myself. I have heard that I think it's called their rule set called Grimdark Future
Okay,
is
yeah.
a good substitute for a simplified Warhammer.
I like simplified.
I just started on my Greeks for Warriors of Athena. Must resist getting another whole game.
Yes.
That that is definitely a understandable feeling. But yeah, I myself have been like, sometimes I'll get halfway down a rabbit hole and start on a completely different project because of the hobby butterflyness. So, and that's kind of why, like I said, I've enjoyed doing the Space Wolves project with Rob, because it's kept me, I think, focused on a single project for the longest, and I'm not just hobby butterflying it up.
Yeah.
Gamesburger also likes one-page rules. Very cool. So yes, like I said, I've been actually watching quite a few of their 30K videos lately, and so Broadsword Wargaming was on my mind, and I'm like, okay, you know what? That's who I got to talk about this go around. Especially like just watching them back to back painting every Legion from the Horus Heresy is pretty cool. But then like this huge project where they're doing the Isvan battles, also very cool.
Mine is going to be Ninjon.
Ninjon.
His latest review is really good. There it is. The Chinese company coming for Warhammer. That was a really good one. He also has the painting scheme, the deck of many colors that is going out. Not sponsored, but yeah, that deck of many colors. I do have the original color cube that he wanted to collaborate with the artist for that, but the artist said, they weren't going to do something like that, so he made his own. And they're $50 for fantasy and $50 for sci-fi, so you can get the colors combinations that just work together. So if you ever wanted to paint the mini and you don't know what color scheme to paint and what colors really work well together, this will tell you exactly, and it'll tell you which brands of paint you can use. And he uses several different kinds, so this way, if you're using Army Painter, or if you're using Citadel, or if you're using something else, still have the colors, and it'll tell you exactly which colors to pick. So it's really, really, really good if you're looking for that. And but yeah, one of the things he's holding up, it says Kalinsky on that. Those brushes right there, I got that one. I got the red one. I got the blue one. And while I was on here, I think I ordered another set. And I got the Goblin Games brushes too, because I wanted to test them out. But yeah.
Lots of good tips on here.
Oh yeah, Ninjon and he's just a chill, cool dude. Yeah, he's really chill.
All right, really great. I've watched several of his videos before, and I guess they were recommended to me. I didn't realize I wasn't subscribed to him.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy, honest person. Yeah. Honest person, great guy. Just what you see is what you get. He's a good guy just trying to make a living on YouTube.
Very, very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does D&D podcast with Vince Venturella too. It's called Fireball the Gazebo.
Oh yeah. I think I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy it. And it's on YouTube too. So
very cool. We'll have to do that as one of the coming weeks channel of the weeks. All right, guys, I've posted Ninjon's link in the chat, and also I've updated our description, so if anyone's interested, yeah. Oh look, it actually updated automatically. You don't even have to refresh the page.
Nice.
We don't have a ton of news tonight, guys. It's been a slow week for the news.
Well, there is some things I would like to talk about.
Very cool. Well, if you want to let me know, we can.
Sure. Let's start with the rumor engine, March 10th. Tell me what you think that is. If you'd like to start that off, start some rumors.
Let me pull it up real quick.
Maybe you're gonna go to sleep. Oh, okay.
Remember?
Easel?
Oh, the door.
Hmm?
The door.
Oh yes, I don't see it on the screen.
Oh yeah, no, I was just asking before I pulled it up.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Tell me what you think that's from.
Replace
tell you what I
screen. Ka-chow.
Okay, Uncle Adam. So what do you is that 40K or AOS? That's the first thing. Or maybe it's Warhammer Underworlds, or maybe it's Warhammer Quest, or maybe it's Blood Bowl. So what do you think that's from?
The first thing that jumps out at me is I would think Lord of the Rings.
Well, I didn't even mention that. Lord of the Rings.
Just because I think they recently put out some new content for Lord of the Rings.
They did.
So
Yeah,
that's
they're
the first
updating
thing
a
that
lot
comes
of
to
that
mind
stuff.
for me.
Yeah, I have the starter set, War of the Rohirrim, on the movie came out. But all right, so what I'm thinking is, first off, I think it's Hodor. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, yep, that could be a door. James Berger says.
I think Gamesburger's onto something.
Yeah, studded door. I'm thinking Age of Sigmar, City of Sigmar, and it is some kind of vehicle, some kind of wizard's tower or something like that. I think that's what that door is from. I think that's exactly what that's from, because that really does look like City of Sigmar. I know, because I bought one of the Battle Force boxes. I don't even have the army, but I just wanted to paint them up. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Something that they have been doing for Age of Sigmar is like big diorama style pieces that are like more than just a vehicle or something, but like a scene or something like that. Kind of like with the big frog guy you just got recently.
Slan, that's what it is.
Slan, yeah. Yeah, it's like a whole little like diorama on, in addition to him. And I think, it could be a little something like that. Yeah, it would be really interesting to see. You know what really makes me think when you said a vehicle is Atlas has this 3D print for his Baneblade, but it's a big ass church. That's also a Baneblade.
Yeah, you showed me that. That's pretty awesome.
And so like that's what I'm thinking is like a castle like on
treads
and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like either a wizard's tower or something. There is a vehicle like that for Bretonia that was this like star seer, and it has like the oh goodness, like planets going around with magic in the center and everything like that, some kind of Oculus thing going on. And I think this could be a remake of that, but in Cities of Sigmar. That's what I'm calling here. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first.
And so you mean Sigmar is in like old school fantasy / old world, right?
Yeah. So it's just like a remake of that, or a modern-ish version of that, if you can call Age of Sigmar modern.
Interesting.
And speaking of Age of Sigmar, there's another thing that I wanted to speak about as well before we get into the main topics of the thumbnail, which is to collect a host of spearheads with new Warhammer Age of Sigmar magazine.
I was debating on whether or not to put that on there, because I didn't know if collecting magazine style would appeal to you, because I know you're one to go all in or nothing, either get the sets, or the boxes or whatnot. But the way the magazines do a smattering, a little taste of each army, I was like, I wonder if that would appeal to him.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it doesn't appeal to me at all. but I wanted to talk about it because I do know that for 40K, they've been doing like two armies, one and the other. That's cool. But why? I mean, they're really pushing the Spearhead because Spearhead has been popular. So they're really pushing the Spearhead box sets. But I can imagine how much these magazines cost. How much do they cost? They don't really tell you here. But if you look at the miniature loadout, holy cannoli, that's a lot of miniatures. Look at that thing. So we have Seraphon over here. We have Sylvaneth, which I already have an army for both. I do not have the Lumineth. No. This is the Sea Elves. Corbin collects them. Oh, I forgot the name of those.
Ideneth.
Ideneth Deepken. That's right. Ideneth Deepken is over here, and then we have the cities of Sigmar on the lower. The horses look fantastic. I like the theme of it. Then you, of course, you have Stormcast Eternals, which I don't think very few people like. I think because when it comes to Games Workshop, they'll just take an entire group of your army and delete it for you. Yeah, it's just the way they did it before. So it's like left a sour taste in my mouth. I still have the miniatures they canceled. And darn it, I'm going to paint them anyway. And then you have the Lumineth Realm Lords behind them, which is nice. A little cavalry with a little general and family of infantry, and then shooting. They have bows and arrows as well. You do have the Loon King, the Grotz, what can I think of?
Gloomspite Gits.
Oh my goodness, my brother, you're on it. Yeah, I do have 3,000 points of Gloomspite Gits, but I I think it's ridiculous that I have this many armies and I don't know how to say. We have we have the vampire counts as well, which my vampire counts is I think I got 1,000 points. We have the Skaven, which is great. I have all those models though. And then to the right of that looks like Army of Darkness, the Slaves of Darkness over here. Not the Dark Oath, just the Slaves of Darkness. And of course we have Orky Goodness over here as well. And I believe they have the new the Blight Kings, the new Blight Kings. It looks like they might have the new Blight Kings right there. And there's just a smattering. The Scrivener is in there, as well as the drones. Not the drones, what they're called, Pustule Lords. And then, of course, you're going to have the Bony Bones, the Osirok Bone Reapers, and you get terrain.
Right,
so
the
you
Bony
got
Bones.
Yeah, you get terrain as well. This is amazing. So you have a little bit of the Death Faction terrain on this side, and then on this side you have the Age of Sigmar, Cities of Sigmar, not Cities of Sigmar, the new townships that they created during Domination. I believe that's the box set, and so you have some of that as well. So there's just a smattering of whole things. Now, who is going to buy this? Now, who's going to buy this is maybe 2 or 3 friends that want several Spearhead boxes that they can play against each other. Or you can have 11 people go in on this box set and everybody comes out with a Spearhead box set. And if you divide whatever the cost is by 11, I'm sure you get a good deal. But you are going to have to wait to get all your models, which is fine. You'll have time to paint each one before you get the next one, you know?
It's true.
But yeah, that is a smattering of models. And the magazine looks, it looks okay, I guess. I'm not a fan of, I have a lot of painting books, and the guides for Games Workshop, I think, could be better. Like they'll do you for a tabletop standard, but they won't push you any further than that.
And that's all that the just like their YouTube channel, all that those magazines are really aimed at are like the new painter, the new person to 40K.
But you look at the cover of the magazine, and you look at those paint jobs, and they are not tabletop only. You got the blends on the sword with the fire. You have the rack coming in there, and little non-metallic metal gold on the thing. Like, come on, you could have these things, but we're not going to show you how.
That's fair.
Uh,
Like,
I don't know.
yes, look at these paint jobs.
Right,
Right.
right.
And but it is good that it's gives them a less intimidating place to start.
It does. It does. It's an entry level, certainly. I mean, like, what I did to my first miniature.
That's true. That's true.
It was like, no eyes should bear witness to this monstrosity. You know the derpy Space Marine model? I think mine was worse. So it was like, yeah, I can use house paint on this.
I was about to say, you mean the thin your paints one? Ah,
No, just straight up latex paint. It's like, I painted the walls with this. This is a nice little buttery mint. Let me just use this instead of miniature paint. I was like, what have I done? What have I done? So I try to take it off. I try to take latex paint off with nail polish remover,
oh no.
and it turned into a glob. And then I painted the glob.
Oh no.
It was the worst case scenario. So I never revealed the actual story, but there it was. It
Yeah,
was horrific.
I remember you saying that you ended up tossing your first miniature into a fire. I didn't realize it had gone
It looked
that
like
bad.
gum. It looked like chewed gum. Like, and it was tacky to touch. I was like, and
Well,
it smelled horrible.
you know what? I think all of us probably had a similar reaction to first learning about the effects of acetone on minis.
I think I could have heard its cries of pain. It's like,
No, help me, destroy me, please.
My first time, I got a couple of old metal. I think they were Wolf Terminators,
oh, okay.
and the bodies were metal.
Classic.
And I was like, okay. And I looked up online what's the best way to strip a metal mini because, like, it was like an old school model, but like also old school paint, and it was like mostly like
Caked.
very caked automobile primer and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And
Yeah.
so I couldn't get it off from normal scrubbing. So I looked at what's the best way to strip metal minis. And they're like, use acetone, it'll come right off.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out the arms were plastic minis. Just the bodies were metal. And so,
Oh,
pulling out these
no.
melted chunks and like, oh my God, what did I do?
I mean, on the bright side, if it was that thick and caked onto the arms, I don't know if you'd have been able to get those off.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
They
It
had to
definitely-
go. They just definitely had to go. Nice.
but that was interesting. Guys, if you guys have had any interesting, where you found out about the consequences of acetone in your miniatures, let us know. So that way we're not the only ones.
That's right. I want some horror stories. Let's hear the horror stories of your miniatures. Like, have you ever tried to hot glue a miniature? Because I've had some models that were both plastic and metal, and I'm like, how am I supposed to attach these? And I hot glued it until I remembered the best way to do it is create your own resin as long as you put a mask on. And how you do that, you take your super glue, you take a little piece of tissue paper, you put the tissue paper in between and put super glue on both sides. It solidifies into a resin mix and it'll stick anything on. But if you get it wrong, you will never be able to move it again. So you better get it right. That sucker stays on.
Just fair.
Yeah.
I used hot glue on some of my big miniatures to help get them like sturdy on their bases, like my Imperial Knights.
Huh. You used hot glue on Imperial Knights. That's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, especially since like I'm doing lava bases with the Imperial Knights.
Nice.
And so
Yeah.
for the texture of the magma flow, using hot glue anyways. And so
Nice.
Also,
Nice.
my first Leviathan Dreadnought, this big Forge World piece was a massive paperweight of resin, and I was like, I tried super glue at first, and it didn't hold it down well enough to the cork. It just wasn't getting enough purchase, and so I the foot that was like making solid, because it was in a kind of striding pose, and so the foot that was flat, I super glued that, and then the one that was only making partial contact,
Yeah.
since I was putting snow around the feet anyways, I was like,
Mhm.
let me super glue that foot in, and that actually held it in place while the super glue dried, and then I just built up the snow around the where the hot glue was.
That's fun. Basing is, I love basing. I love playing around because it's like, I have another base. Like, worst comes to worst, I'll just start over. I don't care. So the inhibition's gone. And once the inhibition is gone, that, oh, I'm gonna mess this up. I'm gonna mess this up. You're just having fun. And that's what I love. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm wet blending where I'm just having fun. I'm like,
Awesome.
I don't care. I mean, yeah. That's why I like infantry, and I'll get like 70 infantry because really, honestly, I'm never going to use all of them. So I don't care. I just have some fun, right? So it turned out really nice.
If I'm not going to use all 70, I'll just use the ones that I like painted the most. Just like earlier, I was assigning wounds to my blood claws.
Yeah.
And I was like, and we'll put this wound on. Oh, we'll put it on Moon over here.
Yeah, I had one blood claw which looked like Elvis.
He was always the first one to go, huh?
He was the first one to go. I remember playing with Corbin, and it's like, I killed one of your guys. I know who's going to leave. Elvis is going to leave the building. And I'm like, he's out. I miss Corbin.
Chris said he started with craft paints from Walmart and a fleet of 1/2400 scale American carriers won People's Choice and Best Unit in a paint competition at a game convention 30 years ago. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That is so cool. Congrats on your win.
You are a hero.
I started out with craft paints from Walmart as well. Little fun note. And then I found why it is easier to use hobby specific paints, because I wasn't getting the opacity that I wanted with craft paints.
I started with Minotaur. That was the set you have now.
Nice.
That was my first hobby set. There's a lot. There's a lot of paints.
Oh yeah, you definitely started with both hands in the bucket, I think.
It's the only way I do things. So either I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this. So I'm going to do this. Now I'm all in. And yeah, I did that with the speed paints too for Army Painter.
All right. We got a couple more topics and plenty of time.
There's the sneak peek of the orc bit cited. You wanted to go over that?
Yeah.
That grot looks amazing. He's on a bike. I love it. And look at his finger. He has 6 finger. What is going on with his hands?
I think those are 2 hands. Like, I think we're seeing a... Wait.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's like side saddling something.
Yeah, I think he is on... like, this is just my guess.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that he is on a sidecar.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but his feet are out. So
I imagine it's like an orcified, sidecar, like, not quite.
Maybe he's hanging on to a bigger orc.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he's like mounted next to maybe an orc riding something like this.
Yeah.
With a war claws wielding a power claw, and maybe this being mounted to whatever he's strapped to.
You know what this could be? What's the big orc tank looking guy. Like, I know I have one in the closet, but he's yellow or red on the box. And there's 2 of them. Dread something?
Def Dread?
Def Dread? Is that it?
There is that's the Orc Dreadnought, a Def Dread.
Yeah. Does this look like a Def Dread maybe? Because doesn't it have a gun like this?
This is
An updated
pretty.
Def Dread?
This is a pretty unique looking kind of assault cannon type thing.
Maybe not. Yeah, look at the claws coming out. It doesn't look like shoulder mounted. And there's a foot? Is that a foot to the right of that Gatling cannon?
It could be a foot. It could be.
Is
I don't know.
that?
That's like a little claw of something, but it could be like an adornment on something like a bike.
Hey, that's a great guess. That is a great guess.
I think I saw Auspix Tactics.
Yeah.
Orc. I think there were old rules for an orc biker character from a previous edition.
I love the sights on this thing. The crosshairs. That's so much fun.
Waz Dakka Gutsmech.
Waz Dakka Gutsmech.
Yeah, the greatest orc bike boy ever encountered by the forces of the Imperium. Waz Dakka Gutsmech sits astride a turbo-powered monstrosity that seems to have once been an orc war bike, but has been transformed into something far more powerful. Waz Dakka had been tinkering with a war bike since his youth on the desert world of Kazadak Prime. I'm reading, by the way, from the Warhammer 40K wiki, so I'm fully, want full transparency there. I know some channels have come onto fire before because their entire content was like, 40K wiki.
Yeah.
But so this was a legendary, extra powerful war bike boss, right? And he even had his bike was called the Bike of the Apocalypse, and it used to have turbo boosters that allowed him to jump great distances, and the Dakka cannon, which was modified shooters powerful enough to penetrate the strongest tank armor. Okay, so the
flaming skulls.
That kind of reminds me. Yep. Wait.
It does look like it has the Gatling cannon. I'm looking at a picture from, actually, I used to post on this, but Cool Mini or Not used to be a forum where top artists used to go and just post their stuff and either get roasted or upvoted. And this was from April 2010. I put Waz Dakka Gutsmech. And I'm looking at a picture of it right now, painted to a good 2010 standard quality. And this is wild. I would love to see a remake of that.
Semi-Unk.
Let me see. Cool. Copy, and let me see if I can do this because I'm old. And okay, here it is. Okay. And I think I can do boom. There you go. There you look at this. I'm all technological.
All technological and stuff.
Yep. Wow.
Cool Mini or Not. All right.
That used to be the bomb.com.
I mean, I remember when they were selling miniatures for Cool Mini or Not.
Oh yeah. They were doing. They do a lot of games. They do Zombicide, for example.
All right. So it looks like this is posted by Uberdark to give credit. And yeah, check this out. So I don't think there was ever an official model for this. I think.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. And if anyone, he says that here. This was a total kit bash with the chassis from a Defcopter, wheels from a battle wagon, some knob bits, biker bits, plastic card, and a bit of everything else.
Nice.
So, I think this is a character that was in the lore. Maybe he even had rules at some point, but never had an official model. And this is what some people,
Think
including
this
over
is.
Auspex Tactics, thinks that
I
this might
mean,
be an
that's
upcoming
awesome.
character. Because
Yeah.
there are some similarities
Uh huh.
to what one might see from the old school or the old school war boss on bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I have one painted up, and
I
it's
have one
not.
on Sprue.
Even though he's not legal right now, I'd probably still either run him as Legends or run him as the War Trike, similar profile.
That's amazing.
Let's see.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to paint this up. So much fun. I can't go down the orc path. It's too big. It's too much. I would be stuck there for the next 10 years.
You could do it.
I know I can. If I could do the Tau, I can do this too. But I'm not done with the Tau. I still have a Tauenar and I have my crew.
I think I still have a YouTube short for my Orc War Boss on bike. Actually,
Ooh.
I might show that off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can show you my shorts if you know what I
mean. Thanks for the offer.
Your videos. I think it was one of my first ones. Ultramarines Weird Jump Pack Intercessors. Best flights. I think I had. Oh, okay. Next page. I was about to say, I know I have more shorts than that. I haven't shared much of my orc stuff in a hot minute. It's taking just a second to load up, guys. While it does, Chris says, personally, I don't like to paint, but I hate unpainted minis on the tabletop even more, and I will not pay someone else to paint my minis.
Nice.
That is fair. That is fair.
Nice.
What do you mean something went wrong? Retry. You load my videos. The archives of YouTube. Maybe if I go over to my profile this way. Yeah, that seems to be loading it much faster. That was my second YouTube short ever.
Wow. I've only done live. I really need to lock down on how to do YouTube shorts. I've been lazy with that. That's my fault.
All right. Let's see. We'll go to replace, screen share, War Boss on bike. Bloop. All right, and this is my War Boss on bike. Super smooth camera work from a pro.
Oh, nice. I remember those box buildings that you used to have.
Oh, yeah.
And was that template you got from Warhammer magazine to do those buildings?
Oh, no. These were a set that another channel sent me
Nice.
because they were playing a game,
and
I can't remember what game it was, but it was a different game. And at the time, we didn't have any terrain for our battle reports, and so they sent us these cardboard buildings because they were using 3D terrain. They didn't need the paper terrain, and we're like, sweet. Thank you so much. So
that is nice.
Yeah, so This is what they say maybe possibly a successor to the War Boss on Bike, since this model's been removed from Forge World, and possibly even a named War Bike character in what we were just talking about with
the war
last Dakka got smacked.
Dakka Red. Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty cool reveal. And going back to the reveal itself, replace. And so now that we have some context, some potential context, I'm not guaranteeing it's going to be a biker boss. However,
yes, he is. He's totally guaranteeing it. He's putting his name on the line. I'm kidding.
My name is on the line. But this possibly could be that Dakka cannon that was mentioned in the lore, and that could be a boss's power claw. And of course, much like they've done with the trike, the war trike for the orcs, and that they've done with the Squighog boys.
Nice.
They've had a Gretchen riding along, so he could be riding along with them, possibly.
Nice.
And there's been two people who have two thoughts about these. It could be a ride along, like with the Squighog boys or the War Trike, where they're riding passenger. This one possibly in some kind of modified sidecar fashion, or like the Squighog boys. Also, not only do they have a grot hanging off the back of their saddle, they also have a little bomb squig that rides alongside on its own, to deliver a bomb into the battle, and it comes on its own miniature base, and it's a token character.
That's nice.
So this could also be one of those little tokens that's riding along with, maybe on like his own, mini bike or something,
Mm-hmm.
So some people have some thoughts. It'd be interesting to see where they go with these teasers.
Yeah.
And then
looks like so much fun.
My final article.
Okay.
Is the big boys, the big firepower.
Falchion.
The Falchion. Give them both barrels with the new Titan hunting Falchion tank. Now, this is a 30K tank, but if you play with Legends or if you play 30K, I mention all the time, my friends and I do tend to play Legends when we're feeling it. Look at this big old Titan hunter. So first of all, the Sakaran style chassis has always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the design, but that really does it for me.
It's a wedge like a Lamborghini.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But also, for just its sponsons, it's got these quadra barrel las cannons.
Yes. Holy moly.
That's a lot of las cannon firepower.
I mean,
and then these main
Levy Dread.
These main cannons are for taking down literally Titans.
Yeah.
The Falchion can be described as a dedicated vehicle destroyer, but that's rather underselling it. It's in the business of blasting holes in Titans. If anything else happens to get in its way, well, it won't be their problem for long. Unlike the versatile Fellblade that can tackle lots of different targets, with its varied payloads, the Falchion pushes everything it has into the enormous neutron wave cannon mounted on its hull. A fearsome weapon so cumbersome, it would surely rupture any turret that tried to fit it. Turrets are for up-close urban fighting anyways, and with a whopping 10 feet of range, you won't need your Falchion to get close to the enemy anytime soon.
Nope.
Even if incoming fire finds its mark, the thick armor that adorns the front can weather most attacks, and the internal systems are as resilient as the vehicle itself. You'll be able to add... Oh, go ahead.
15 wolfen with thunder hammers.
I mean, that's fair.
That's it. That'll crack it.
You'll be able to add the intense tank-killing prowess of the Falchion to your army soon. And since we're steeping ourselves into super heavy vehicles this week, Wouldn't you like to learn all there's to know about these iron behemoths as they rumble onto the battlefield?
Of course you would. The series of journal Tactica books for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy, I said that, continues with the Mailed Fist, Legion Astartes super heavy tanks, also coming for pre-order soon. This 48-page supplement covers a vast array of background info about super heavy vehicles, from their inception to their current use amidst the fires of Horus's ambition and possibly his. Inside, you will find new rules for fielding companies of these massive vehicles. That's what she said. Background lore about their past and present. Then data sheets for all new Legionis Astartes tanks we've shown off recently. Both the book and the new plastic falchion will be going up for pre-order fairly soon. So watch your wallets. Watch this space and start prepping for intense firepower your adversaries will need to take down, and your credit card once it gets denied. Yes, you read that right. Finding a table big enough to contain it would probably be tougher than finding a target that it can obliterate. Just put it on the interstate.
That's so cool. Even for an Imperial fist-painted tank.
The Mailed Fist, Journal Tactica. That sounds like a fun night. So I'm looking at the loadouts for the side sponsons. I don't think those are mini las cannons. There's two double las cannons on each side. So sort of.
I was noticing that. I wonder what that other gun variant is.
I don't know. These are two heavy bolters.
Let me go back to
two heavy bolters, two las cannons, and this middle one. I'm not sure what they are. But they look hecka cool.
Yeah, they do. It's like las cannons, but with a little more of that ribbing texture for her pleasure.
Now, there's something I want to note about the paint job of this. Yes, it's yellow magnificence. But if you look at the windows in the front, the way they painted them almost looks 3D. It almost looks like there's depth to it, simply because if you look carefully, it goes from light all the way. It goes from dark blue all the way to light into white. And then what they did was they put this star-like texture of fine white lines that spread across. And that just looks so cool. I want to try that. And if you look at the bottom one, the bottom picture, it looks like these are glass and it's hollowed out and there's like a light on the inside. That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
for me,
sure.
Anyway. That, because it looks different, the ones on the top. I don't know. It just looks cool.
I agree. It does look very cool.
And who is that in front of the tank? Plus, you can have the tank commander guy just popping out. Be like, get me closer so I can hit with my sword.
You know, it's funny. I never put the guy on top of my, in an open hatch. I always close the hatch.
I worked on a project where I took one of these guys that come out on the hatch and I put him on terrain as if, that was a secret bunker and he's coming out to check to see if anybody's home. Like, oh no, it's a Jehovah's Witness. Let's go back down. So who rang the front doorbell? I don't know. Nothing against Jehovah's Witness. Please don't ring my doorbell, but have a great day. And life and afterlife for that matter.
Gamesburger says, I get a lot of craft paint for cheap from the local auction place. Use it mostly for terrain. Oh, absolutely, my friend. Mm-hmm. I use Apple Barrel from Walmart for my terrain, really. Mostly. I mean, I use a couple of things, but for the most part, it's all Apple Barrel from Walmart.
He's got that Apple Barrel paint texture with the fur.
Yeah, it's just really great for terrain and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know about this, but my number one go-to for black, even though I've tried several brands, is still Jet Black from Apple Barrel Thin Down. I used to use Windex. Nowadays, I use Flow Improver.
Vallejo.
Yeah. Impressa. Just a nice big bottle I can get cheaply off of Amazon.
Nice.
But yeah, just Flow Improver and Apple Barrel Black. And it's just my favorite black to work with.
I always do for Vallejo model color black. It's the true black to me.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if I want to highlight up, I'll use something like Payne's Gray or Coal Black or something like that.
I love Payne's Gray.
Payne's Gray, I started a little bit. I think I'm going to do the head takers first, but I started a little bit on the Wolf Priest. Now it's like, you know what, the Payne's Gray is going to be perfect to highlight this Wolf Priest.
Are you going to do Zenithal with Payne's Gray?
I don't know if Zenithal entirely, maybe like a stylized Zenithal, as Kenny says. I'm not a light scientist. I just know which pieces I want to pop.
No, I'll tell you, all you are is painting light. That's my new thing is remembering an old style that I used to do, which is take a picture of the thing on top of, there's a light on top of it, and then turn it into black and white, so I know exactly where to put the highlights and exactly where to put the shadows. Like, that's my guide. I use like a paint by numbers.
Gamesburger says the War Boss. I think I covered the War Boss last week, but I'm happy to show him again because he looks so cool. Latest news. See all. I said see all. There we go. The new Orc War Boss does look fearsome, and so does his little grot, actually. I think he's just a really cool miniature.
War Boss, good.
Here we go. Replace screen.
Be like War Boss. Big Stumper. Big Grosha. That reminds me.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Do like
the
that
big
dude.
boy.
I like that dude. I like the second variant a little better, but this one is very cool.
The claw is big and imposing.
It is. I like the claw.
But also, just being able to see an axe on a War Boss is also really cool. Especially, I kind of want to give that two-handed battle axe to a wolf, to be honest.
Yeah, you know what I would do? I would take the claw and put it on the second design.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. And yeah, you gotta have the squig. You gotta have the squig, and then you gotta have that grot. That grot looks BA, man.
Yeah. The ammo run grot is so cool.
I love him.
And honestly, he kind of puts the other ammo run, the older ammo run rod, blah, 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 blah.
Blah blah.
The older ammo runt model to shame. Like, he definitely got to glow up.
Yo. The claw.
The claw. That claw does just look so big and beefy and imposing, though. It's so cool.
Yeah, it looks like it belongs on Yarick. Poor Yarick.
Alas, poor Yarick. I knew him well.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if I'd be able to freehand those black flames on the second model here.
Really? They're fun. Oh, that they're not hard to do.
But okay, so I think it kind of goes back when we were talking about painting lightning. Like, irregular shapes really throw me for a loop.
Well, there's no rhyme or reason to them, so you can't mess them up. You just go up, down, across, up, down, across. That's it. Like you see, none of the flames are exactly the same. Why? Because they didn't even pay attention to. They just drew a line, a squiggly line, and they made it thicker. That's all they did.
But there are squiggly lines that look good, and then there are squiggly lines that look bad, and somehow I
I don't
end up
know.
the latter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not having the confidence is the number one way to mess up.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. You gotta go at it like you know what you're doing, and then you gotta fake it and then paint it over in yellow and start again.
Man, painting. Oh,
Do it in
Let me-
pencil.
let me talk.
You ever drawn on pencil on a model?
I haven't. I heard
Yeah.
that helps, but
Yeah, just do it lightly. And you do a little drawing on there, and then you just trace out whatever you drew in paint.
oh man, I don't need more war bosses for my army, but I think
I don't know if I need more war bosses or not. I probably don't, but I've not looked at I only bought this stuff and then put it away. That's
So-
all I did.
So
I didn't even know what I was buying. I
you
just bought
don't
it 'cause it
have
looked
enough
cool and I
war
threw it away.
bosses that you're aware of, is what you're saying. So you do need this one.
Right? I don't know. For all I know, I have like 4 or 5 of them. I
And
know I
plus,
have
you
one
gotta,
on
you
a
gotta
bike.
paint this guy. Got to paint this guy.
Yeah, that guy needs to. Yeah. Wonder if I can get him secondhand on a mini swap or something.
That would be cool.
It would be. Oh,
Okay, so that brings us to the last 5 minutes of the show. Rob, what you gonna be working on next, brother?
I'm gonna take on those
down
head
to the
takers.
grimdark music, by the way, guys.
I'm definitely gonna do the head takers. I'm gonna finish those. The question is, I have 2 units of head takers because it was in the army box, and then I bought a 3rd unit of head takers because the rule of 3. I don't know if I'll ever take 3 head takers, but I don't even. I have a codex.
Hey, even if you don't, you could put a couple of units together and make a big blob of 6, which make them
Yeah.
even better, honestly.
So if you take my Space Wolves codex and open it, you'll hear because that'll be the first time it's ever been opened. That's how I build my list. Oh, that looks cool. Rules of 3, right? So I got to get 3 of that. Oh, is that infantry? I can get 6 of those. Okay, get 6 of those. What else? I don't know. That looks cool. I'll get those. How many can I have? I don't know. Whatever the max is. Okay, good. I'll buy that.
So what you're saying is you need to expand your 3 squads of head takers to being 3 max size squads now. So you need 3 more boxes.
Really?
Then you can take 18 head
6?
takers.
Oh, yeah, 18. Yeah. That's how I did it for the Tau. That's
3 squads of 6.
what was it? The battle suits?
Mm-hmm.
The most you can take are 18. I have
Yep.
18. I have 18. I could have an all battle suit army. Oops, all battle suits.
Oops, all battle suits. Man, I thought I kind of wanted to take the head takers today just because they're a neat unit. You can't take much for 1,000 points.
No.
Especially-
They work well with 2,000. They don't scale down very well.
Yeah, but I
I
think
find that in
taking,
general with Space Wolves. Sorry.
I think taking the Terminators was a good call though, and going
Yeah.
Ballistic Dreadnought and Repex to cover my anti-tank needs.
Mm-hmm.
Ragnar and 10 Blood Claws, even though they were trapped in their vehicle for most of the game, I still think they were a very good anti-infantry tool. And especially, I debated on taking the Impulsor or a Drop Pod.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I'd taken the Drop Pod, they wouldn't have been locked up all game.
No.
But if
They
I
needed to
taken the
conserve
Drop Pod, though, I might have been out of position. Because you
I
got to
know.
come in 9 inches away from something. And if your opponent
Yeah, and
screens
those
really
new
well,
drop pods are huge. They have a huge footprint. With the terrain, it's rough.
Oh yeah, I have the old drop pod. I haven't gotten a new one.
I got 2 new ones. I got 2 new ones because I've never painted up a drop pod, and I always wanted to.
That's another thing that's in my old color scheme. I want to add to that one. Is in from my very first color scheme where it's like just black and silver. Like So that one's got to be modernized for sure.
Well, and Ragnar, he's a drop pod. He's a drop pod guy.
He is
You
a
know,
drop
he
pod
comes
guy.
in. Yeah. So if I'm gonna have Ragnar on my own, I gotta paint Ragnar. But then I have to paint
He
the
was
entire box of Prophecy of the Wolf.
Which means that means next army is going to be orcs. Whoa! Ragnar. You want to.
Yeah, actually, I do. I do want to paint. I want to paint Gaskell. I do.
It's so funny that I bought the box for Ragnar, and the first thing I was like, I want to paint Gaskell.
Yeah, he's such a cool model, man. Such a cool model. But yeah, Ragnar, definitely. I hated the old Ragnar pose. He's like,
this guy right here.
my name is Ragnar. That's him. That's like he's such a cool model. Why did you 3D print that?
No, it's one I have from Grumpy Guy Games.
That's nice.
Old school.
You know, I hated him, but now that I see him, I kind of want to paint him. Oh my gosh. That's retro. I love it. Now I love it. I went from hating it to looking at it and saying, yeah, I can put some paint on that.
You know, it's doing some kind of zenithal airbrushing and giving it kind of a modern look with it. Actually kind of changes it up, I gotta say.
Yeah.
And I never painted this because I was bad at painting faces, but I've gotten some practice in on my faces lately.
That's what's up. That's it. See, when you stay consistent to something, you get better at it. That's the thing.
That like I said, especially with learning from you and get the encouragement for you to always be pushing to try and improve a skill. Like I've definitely over the years tried to do something. Like every time I start a new army, what do I want to focus this go around?
Mm-hmm.
And so like my orcs, I learned to do like the kind of like rusty beaten metal effects and stuff like that, and oil streaks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And with my white scars and admech, there were like two different kinds of airbrushing that I learned, and one of which was like learning to upgrade the way I paint white, because I was stuck in a flat white for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, just every new army pushing to learn something new. And so like doing the wolves is like, the next accumulation of all that skill and trying something new. So faces are faces and doing some chipping and stuff like, weather chipping is the goal for this army. Yeah. It feels good to like pick something and say, I'm going to make it.
When you look at the hobby table, instead of saying, oh, I have all these models to do, you look at the hobby table and it's like, oh, let's learn something new. Let's go. I got to keep on practicing and probably fail a million times, but I got 1 million models to paint, so it don't matter. And that's how I do it. That's how I do. And I'm excited when I sit down at the painting table. I don't want to get up. You got to paint that Ragnar, bro. You got to do it, man. You got to do it. I used to hate that model, but now that I see it there, it looks cool. Now it looks cool. I love it now. I don't know why. I did a complete 180 on that one. I might even pick one up myself. Oh, man.
Yeah. Actually, now that I've gotten more practice on faces and I'm actually enjoying where my faces have gone, I think I will.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the question is, the old Ragnar, are you going to paint them with blonde hair or black hair?
I'm not going back that old school. I'm going for novel, Space Wolves Omnibus Ragnar.
Exactly. I mean, that to me, that is Ragnar. That is. And who's to say he didn't just dye his hair one day and then it grew out and the roots grew out and it was actually black?
That's fair. That's fair. You
Did
know,
they
in
check
the,
his eyebrows?
in the 90s, a lot of us dyed our hair blonde. I'm just saying.
I did. I did. I had bleached blonde hair.
I did the streaks because, you know, frosted tips were all the thing. And so I had the streaks.
Frost and fist. There you go. Frost. Frosty. Yeah. Yeah. Mine grew out and the roots grew out and it did the whole Guy Fieri thing.
Next time I come across that picture, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, man.
Any closing thoughts for the night, brother?
Try to make time for what makes you happy. Get out there and you paint something and paint confidently because it's only paint and no brush stroke is ever final. You can always go back and paint over it.
As long as you get consent, you can always take another stroke. Is what he's saying. I think that's the lesson.
I'm bestroking.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you guys like tonight's episode, make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button. In the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below and feel free to be part of any of tonight's ridiculous conversations. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to this guy over here, my friends down in the link tree below. And if you're not subscribed to me, then well, we'd love to have you as part of the pack here at Wolfbrother Hobby. So make sure that you subscribe. Until next time, guys, stay frosty.
Oh, Orky Goodness.